So this is a very short video to talk about how our students at Escape Studios can use artificial intelligence in order to help us with our project, and in particular with coming up with ideas for movies. So I'm at openai.com. You can see there's the URL there. So this is just one of the many outfits that is using or that is developing AI at the moment. And what we want is the playground. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can find the bit where you log in. It's not the easiest website to navigate, but like all of these things, you get the hang of it. So I'm gonna log in, and if you don't have a login, you're gonna have to sign up, because in order to get into it, you've got to. There we go. Now that I'm in, so now I can go. Now that I'm into it, I can go to the playground. And in the playground, I can start to write stuff. And, let's say we were doing this in class the other day. We were trying to think of Pixar films that hadn't been made yet. Write a Pixar film script, or write a Pixar film about a flamingo. Somebody said, what about a flamingo? And then you submit that, and it'll a young flamingo named Fluffy who lives in the wetlands of the Caribbean. She longs to find a place in the world. Okay, so and you can, if the story is coming in too short, you can make it go a bit longer. But this is not the best story in the world yet, but it's not too bad. Heartwarming tale of self-discovery and courage. But what if we now, and this is what we did in class the other day, what if we decided that we wanted this flamingo to be pink? Green. So instead of pink, right, most flamingos are pink. Write a Pixar film about a green flamingo, right? So we throw in some ideas about not fitting in and looking different. Young Tundra. Tundra's the only green flamingo in the flock and feels like an outcast because of his different colouring. Now then he's gonna scoff on the kingdom, and he's gonna meet a bunch of characters, so heartwarming story of friendship and courage. What if we now gave the flamingo a broken wing? Let's just get rid of that bit. Whoops. Flamingo with a broken wing. And let's try it. Okay. Flamingo very heartwarming because green flamingo named Flick. So bullied by the other flamingos. So okay, now meets a seagull. So you can see you can use this stuff to help you create ideas. So this is particularly useful when we're pitching ideas for stories. And I think one of the things that our students often struggle with is writing original ideas, coming up with ideas. And I think that where AI can really help us is just to get something down on the page, right? A basic idea, and you can then mess around with it to change it and make it more interesting. So let's what if we were let's try something else here. What if we want write a name a pink flamingo. Name a green flamingo with a broken wing. Because it's quite good at names. Let's see what it does for that. Sage, the sideline flamingo. Okay, Sage. Okay. How about name just a flamingo with a broken wing? Oh. Let's try that. Flamingo Phil. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I was actually using this the other day because I write a comic strip in the law pages of the Times. Name a grumpy elderly judge, because I do this cartoon strip about lawyers. So now I was trying to use it to come up with names for characters. and it's quite Judge Grumpy Pet. Okay, so name a grumpy elderly judge with hemorrhoids. How about that? I don't know how to spell that. Is it going to understand that? That's probably spelt wrong, isn't it? Judge Grumpold Stoolbottom. Okay, well, that's quite a good name. Judge Stoolbottom. And it even understood what I was getting at, even though I couldn't spell it correctly. So you know, you can use this thing to mess around and come up with ideas, and use this in conjunction with the visual tools like Midjourney, which I'll tackle in a separate video, to come up with stories. But it is super useful when we're coming up with ideas for films, just to come up with stories, to do that kind of what if thing, and imagine characters and just try to get a basic 3-act story down on paper. And by 3-act, I mean that's a fancy way of saying beginning, middle, and end. All good stories have a beginning, they have a middle, and they have an end. And if you don't have a beginning, a middle, and an end, you don't have a story. So I think that these new AI tools can be really helpful for us just to get started. I don't think that AI is going to take over filmmaking from human beings, but I do think that we can use these tools to help us to speed up the process and to help us to generate ideas.